Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Do Esports Week 3 Day 4 matchups. Today, we have two rolling right off the bat. First one's about to start up. Joining me on the desk this afternoon is none other than...
It's Man Walrus, back from the dead.
yeah, back from the dead indeed. Welcome back, Man Walls. How has it been?
It's been fine, but I've missed casting, so hopefully we can cast this game. That'll be good.
Yeah, absolutely. Walking into the matchup here between KISS and ESG Genesis, the first one. Both these teams had a bit of a rough start. Who do you think's going to be walking away with the win?
Well, I was originally picking ESG, but they're running 3 subs now, so that not only throws half my preparation out the window, but it also means that if KISS were to ever pick up a victory at this point in the season, this is their golden opportunity to do it. So I'm thinking KISS is gonna walk away with it this time.
Absolutely, I'd agree with you, KISS. They've shown signs of improvement, and ESG, they've shown a lot of struggle, and it's going to be a plow through for them on this one.
I'm surprised that there was no Lucian ban from ESG here, because looking at name not found, that seems to be like the one like ADC that he plays. So it's kind of odd.
Alright, you could play Trundle.
Yeah.
What? There's 5.
Nonetheless, we proceed onwards. The Shen picked up by Tranquilio, the Swain, and now the Trundle. Its champion select has now magically disappeared. I think we'll be right back at it super quick. Alright, wow, the power outage was really quick on that one. We are right back at it once again. Right back at the start of Champion Select. It's like we had a resume time for whatever reason, but we're back at it, Man Walrus. So, we know some of the picks that's going to happen. What do you think might go down the line from that?
So I'm thinking that since they took the Shen already for the top lane, KISS are gonna try and secure maybe their bot lane with that second rotation, because Name Not Found, as I mentioned, has a pretty small ADC pool, as in like one champion, and at least that we're aware of, and Selmies isn't that large either. So if they're smart, I think they'd take that in this first rotation before they can ban more champions.
Alright, now I touched on the Swain pickup. Are we certain that that's going in the top lane?
I don't believe we are. I think that actually, okay, so I'm trying to figure out what Casey plays, and Swain is on his list of champions that he plays top lane. Like this is his most picked top laner, so this is probably gonna go top lane, but it might flex. And that Morgana is a good pickup for ESG if they choose to stick with it.
looks like they are going to stick with it. And
Good.
once again, a possible flex pick, I believe.
Yeah, I think that it's that's actually really good into what the team comp they're setting up now, especially since Selmy plays primarily engage supports like Thresh, Alistar, Blitzcrank. So yeah, they're banning away. What they're doing now is they're banning away the disengaged supports, so he's forced onto one of them into a Morgana, is what I would expect.
Yeah, that definitely seems to be the option that they're going for, especially with the Janna ban to come through, so likely that's going to be the case, but Azriel now banned away on the side of Kiss Gaming. They're not going to let the top 3 AD carries go through, and it looks like we might have another one.
Well, it depends. Lulu can go anywhere right now, so I don't really know exactly who that ban was targeted at, but I'm thinking that this is going to be that they're going to try and pick up some more engage on the side of Kiss Gaming with this thing, but the Morgana and the Trundle are going to be pretty effective tools to make sure that doesn't happen. So ESG seems to be winning the draft so far, at least. Especially if they figure out a way to shut down Katarina, because then what are they really going to do?
Yeah.
Caitlyn picked up as well. Pretty safe AD carry. They're basically trying to not let this Katarina get out of control, I would imagine, and also shut down whatever bot lane combination Kiss chooses to pick up. This will be an interesting pick if they lock in the Tristana, because she's not really that great of an AD carry right now, but if she gets ahead and she gets her items, she can still be as strong as ever, but the problem is game's not that long anymore, and snowballs out of control sometimes, so she's not really that great. Doesn't synergize too great with the new items. She's not bad either. She still gets to her old form eventually, but Caitlyn's also similar to that. We'll see what happens though. Okay, Nami.
That's a bit of an interesting lane. We'll see if that's going to prompt the side of ESG Genesis to go with a Caitlyn Morgana in the bottom lane. We know how much pressure that lane can whip out. You get out the Dark Barn, get out the trap, and basically get a kill.
Yeah. No, I'm worried for Kiss Gaming with this comp that they've drafted, because it seems it seems like it doesn't have a focus, right? Because you got your Nami who can kite and help out with disengage. You got Shen who can do both, but yeah, his ult's a great protecting tool. Tristana's great at kiting back. She's also great at going in, but the problem is that this Camille and Katarina, they're all about diving into the enemy team, and ESG has drafted a team comp that you do not want to dive into any day of the week. And like, you throw a black shield on the Caitlyn, who's really gonna really stop her and stun up the Caitlyn? It's gonna be very difficult for them to do.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting to see how both of these teams handle, and I do agree with you that there's a significant lack of focus other than here's all of our eggs, let's put it in the Katarina basket for Cass. Because if the Katarina doesn't go off, then they don't really have someone that they can reliably go back on as another carry.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how this matches up, because in terms of rank-wise, I believe the highest ranked players on both teams are in the bot lane. So I think that's where a lot of stuff is going to go down. Also, though, there are a lot of players on Kiss Gaming that don't actually seem to play that much League in general. So I don't know what they've been practicing, or if they're out of practice, but I believe Kiss has actually played with, I looked at the old match histories, I think they played a different lineup of players. Not the different players all the time, but in different positions every single game. So it's kind of hard to tell how they're going to do here.
It's weird, being completely honest, but I mean, if they want to have that as their strategy, make it possibly difficult to be banned out if they're all in different positions all the time, then hopefully it worked out for them here. Nonetheless, they've had their same stage players out for the most part, having Dazaran in the jungle, having Kono in the mid lane, but a couple of swaps here and there.
Yeah, and what this game really boils down to is it's a battle to see who's gonna fall in the standings and who's going to start trying to turn their season around, because both these teams had a not so hot start to the season. I believe they're 1-3 and 0-4 respectively, unless they've played some other games this week. I know going into this week they were 1-3 and 0-4. So
Yes, that would be correct. And I think
Yeah.
ESG have an extra loss sprinkled on that, as we've bordered the end of the games of this week, so it would be very rough indeed. Albeit KISS, they showed some proactivity. They actually did manage to pick up an early gold lead and show some great proactivity against the number 1 team in Group A right now, AO Phoenix. They've also looked good against the Eskimos, even though they came out with a loss. They brought it down to the 40-minute marker. KISS have looked better and better each week, and on the side of ESG, you have to consider that and be like, all right, boys, where's our progress? It's got to start now.
yeah, and I was thinking of considering that, but also this is a completely different ESG lineup than anything we've really seen. At least, well, that's not what they were supposed to be running this week. 3 of their starters, their top laner, jungler, and mid laner, are not playing today. So it's going to be interesting to see how they adapt and deal with that. And Dory K is obviously, he's still in the game, but he's moved to support, and their support's not playing. So we'll see how that affects them, as the only person on that starting lineup that is actually playing in the role they were supposed to this weekend is Oran Blade. So
Yeah, which even that's a bit of a transition from what we're used to, because we normally see Oran Blade in the middle lane, not in the AD carry role. So suddenly we have all these questions. How's he going to perform here? Again, last time we saw it didn't look too hot. Once again, hopefully PSG, it looks better this time around.
yeah, I'm thinking right now that ESG, based off the draft, though, have a pretty sizable advantage going into the game. Obviously, it all depends on execution, but we'll see how it works out for them.
Definitely. Gotta hop right into the loading screen here. Hopefully for KISS Gaming as well, as we've touched on several times already. The Katarina basket, if it doesn't pop off, then neither does KISS.
Yeah, if you're KISS right now, you're trying to get this Katarina ahead at pretty much all costs. The Camille is pretty good for those early ganks. If she can land like a E flash or something on someone, Katarina can probably delete them, but she's not the greatest early gank champion. So they've really got to make sure that she gets ahead, or she outplays Sivian in this mid lane. Otherwise, they're going to have a rough time, because that Tristana is not going to come online for a while. Although it is similar on the other side. Caitlyn's her reign of terror in bot lane's kind of over. She's still alright, but in the same way as Tristana, it takes her way more time than it used to actually spike.
And earlier on you mentioned how the highest ranked players are also the ones in the bottom lane here, and with it being Tristana Nami versus Kate Moore, I expect nothing less than a lot of action. Now normally, if there weren't a Morgana, I'd actually say that early on, Tristana's probably going to win, because she has the explosive shot, she has the rocket jump, which does a surprising amount of damage in the early stages of the game. But with that Morgana, they're going to have to be more careful, as we also have a pause, literally 4 seconds in.
Yeah, no, what I think this is going to happen in this bot lane is, it's kind of interesting, because you have on one end you got the Tristana and Nami, right, that are going to push the lane, and you have the Caitlyn and Morgana that also have the potential to push the lane pretty hard. So I think whoever gets the better early push going is going to have like a pretty big advantage in this.
I 100% agree with you on that fact, and I also, within those 4 seconds before the pauser went off, do I see me double stopwatch on my supports?
Yes, you do, and I'm actually surprised that they opted for stopwatch over like the over free ass boots, for example. I haven't seen stopwatch in a while, actually, but I don't know. It'll probably save their lives at some point in the game, so maybe it's worth it. Also, the Katarina, this may change as they walk out of base, but Kono's starting with a Dark Seal.
It's not going to change at all, but yeah, Dark Seal for Kono, that is definitely the I want to snowball ASAP item, but it looks like we're about to also get a little bit of invade action. They have the Morgana
Yeah, this is
excellent
pretty
pick potential.
creative strategy. No one really expects anyone to go in through this side ever, especially not with 5 people. So if Kiss aren't paying attention, they might get a collapse done. Although also, ESG might not even check that bush. They might just walk in and out and not see each other. So
Oh boy.
if they
They're
do find them, though, they are
close to
quite
seeing
dead.
each other. They're moving around. Oh, they've checked every bush but the one where the enemy team is
Wait,
in.
they don't see him.
They don't see him. Uh-oh, that's gonna be really the flash away, and somehow Kiss doesn't die.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried. I really hope that they were not tabbed out and just looking at another part of the map, because they saw them coming for a while. They could have moved where they just didn't react. It's very fortunate for them that they were able to get out of that with only 1 flash blown, and not something way worse.
Yeah, definitely, and Nanami as well, so that's not gonna matter too much for Selmy, as the flash, not the greatest thing to take advantage of in the early game, and can just heal herself back up.
Yeah, I mean, I would argue that it does matter quite a bit in this particular bot lane matchup, because you look at the Morgana Caitlyn lane. If she gets hit by a binding and into a trap, like, this Nami is probably dead, and so that's gonna mean that Selmy can't play as aggressively as he'd probably like to, which is gonna help. It's gonna give ESG more pressure early on, obviously.
Definitely looking for that level 2 rush, finding not make its way in, and in the mid lane.
Sivian's trading pretty well early on against his Katarina, which makes sense. But Katarina not known for her oppressive lane phase. She kind of just likes to exist until she can get some kills.
That's one way to put it for sure.
Yeah, this bot lane, as you can see, Selmy's kind of backed up to his own turret. He has to play scared, because even if he dodges like most of the bindings, while his flash is down, it only takes 1 to snowball this bot lane out of control.
That would be the case. Still, I'd assume that unless you got the level 2 first, Tristan and Nami would be pretty safe either way.
Yeah. It's just not exactly worth the risk. They, at least Kiss, are deciding that it's not worth the risk right now. Meanwhile, obviously, Kono's still having a pretty rough time in the bot lane. It should get a little easier for him because Sivian's almost out of mana, but not entirely sure. Trundle's paying mid lane a visit just to walk up and scare him.
Putting a little bit of map pressure on the side of Hundetrek. Dazaran, though, on this Camille jungle, we haven't talked about it a whole lot. How do you feel about it?
I think it's very good into a few specific like comps and matchups. I think it's more of like a niche thing than anything. And that list of comps and matchups does not include team comps with a Morgana on the enemy team, because her only hard CC just gets completely and easily black shielded by Morgana. She can still, I believe she can still Hextech ultimatum people that are black shielded. I'm actually not sure about that. We'll find out about that interaction later on. But Morgana is gonna ruin Camille's day for a while, or actually possibly the whole game. Yeah, things aren't looking so hot as well bot lane right now. Oronblade's got a 32 to 18 CS lead, as he does get hit by a bubble. Binding returns. He could actually die here.
Oh, the trap's right underneath them, but neither of them land. And now the explosive bomb right on top of him, forced to use the heal. The jump forward from Name Not Found, as the flash is found out of Oronblade, and that's going to force ESG to back off.
Yep, Selmy reacted fast enough to get out of both of those traps. If one of those had landed, he probably would have died, but the thing is, Oronblade probably also would have died. He overcommitted for that Nami and started taking tower shots. Even if he'd gotten that kill, he still probably would have died to Tristana, which probably wouldn't have been worth it. So, ultimately bloodless, but it was pretty close.
Yeah, definitely scary stuff in the bottom lane. Back to our League of Legends Theory Crafting 101 though. You talk about how the Black Shield might stop Hextech Ultimatum completely. completely. I don't think it will, and that's
I
because
don't know. I don't think it will
affects
either.
terrain.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it's. I don't think it'll stop Hextech Ultimatum. No, but we'll see.
If
It's
it does,
definitely-
that'd be a
her-
hard counter for sure.
Her E's a big problem anyway, and that's not even because Camille can't really E onto someone and get off that little combo she has quite as easily with the black shield on them. Like, and then also that's not even touching on like what if she just gets ulted by Morgana as soon as she dashes in or Q'd. She's kind of gonna have a rough time getting to the back line, which is what she wants to do. Same thing with Katarina. Although Katarina, if she gets ahead, can probably delete that black shield real fast, but that's a big if. Also, Katarina very susceptible to the Morgana ult if she ever does choose to jump in, which she's gonna have to at some point in this game. Dory K's pretty like a lot of what ESG's a lot of the execution in ESG's team comp like lies on Dory K right now. And he's doing a good job so far. This CS lead is now 50 to 23 in the bot lane.
Yeah,
It's
that
not
is.
looking so great for Name Not Found.
No, it's not. And flash blown by Tranquilo in the top lane. We see him receive quite a beating up here from Casey.
That's a good flash. If he gets pulled in by that Swain, I'm actually not clear on what exact ability that is, but by that Swain root, he's probably done. So better for him to blow the flash than to die for it.
Never move would be your answer.
Yeah. There's also a bit of a CS lead, actually in nearly every position, even if it's as small as the 6 or 7 CS lead top lane or the. But there's a 10 CS CS difference mid lane and a much larger one bot lane. Although there's ESG are trying to do something bot lane, but didn't really amount to anything.
Didn't amount to anything, just some pressure. Should they turn for the Mountain Dragon?
I think they should turn for the Mountain Drake, especially because they knew that Camille was pretty low and probably gonna back. They probably didn't know she was gonna back. That's probably why they chose to not do it. But if they had taken that, that would have been free. Trundle can kill that really fast and really healthy pretty early on if he has health. Echo's probably pretty good at it too. Yeah, Shen's not having a very fun time into the Swain matchup, as I can imagine. Shen's W is not very good against Swain. It's not like if you were laning against a Kled or something where you could just you can just E onto him and throw it on your W and they can't trade with you for like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
A lot of the edge that allows Shen to win trades top lane is against other top laners. So if he gets pulled in, alright, he's got
Yep, he got the taunt out, but absolutely good work out of Casey in the top lane, beating this Shen down. Not able to kill him just yet, but absolutely more than enough to sustain a CS advantage.
Yeah. And if you're Tranquilo, obviously priority number 1 is not dying to the Swain. Because if he gets a CS lead, he's going to be annoying. But if he gets like 2 or 3 kills on you, he's going to become damn near unkillable for a while, because I can't see it's going to require a lot of build path deviation from like Kono and Name Not Found if they really want to shut down this team. Although they're going to have to build heal reduction against this team at some point. So
yeah,
they might have
definitely, possibly, and definitely a strong pickup on the Tristana in this game would be the Executioner's Calling. Just because of the healing out of 100 Trick, the healing out of Casey, even the healing that comes out of Zivian's Chrono Shift, all things you have to consider that do make a big difference if they're reduced in the team fights.
Yep, and ESG know that Kono is roaming down, but they don't know exactly where he is, so they're just gonna back, not risk dying. It's a smart move when your 80 carry is up 86 CS to 50.
Yeah.
And yeah, as expected, the bot lane, most of the action in this game so far has been around bot lane. Oh, that's a dick move.
Oh my.
I hate when people do that. Oh, wait a
Uh-oh.
minute. Kono could be caught.
That might be a kill move right for the Shumpo, and the death blow is not going to mean anything. Zivian picks up first blood just when you're wondering when it's going to happen.
That was clean. Did he have vision of that, or did he just predict that Kono would be there?
There's no way he didn't have vision.
There's no word there now. Might have expired. I don't know. Maybe Kono showed right on the edge of the thing. That might be it. Although right now it looks like Tranquil is doing pretty well on this trade against Casey. Although, if he lets this get extended, Swain's probably just gonna heal up and kill you.
Yeah, actually might go in for round 2. Gets hit by the Death's Hand and backs off.
Although Darzan's here. Alright, instant flash.
Of course it's the flash. The Blade Sweep.
Yeah,
the
Casey should be good.
Casey might actually be good turn this around. That's some good damage onto him so far now. Dazaran, the new focus, gets chunked out just a little bit, and Casey puts his foot down, says you're not killing me today, even if it's 2 of you.
Yeah, that's why you don't want that Swain to actually get fed. Otherwise, they're gonna have a hard time killing him with even with that ignite on Katarina and on Nami. They're definitely gonna need to deal with him because he's getting pretty strong off that CS lead.
Yeah. Bottom lane, ESG pushing strong with the Caitlyn, maybe optimizing a little too much on the damage as Oran Blade gets taken down to roughly 60% HP between water and turret shots alone.
Yeah, I would have liked for him to build Berserker's Greaves probably before the other stuff, because you're playing against a team where you gotta dodge the bubbles. Even if the Black Shield doesn't miss, you still gotta dodge plenty of things. You gotta worry about Tristana jumping on you. You gotta worry about kiting out like Katarina, or like trying to maneuver around Camille E's. Like, getting movement speed is probably pretty high priority, especially since it gives that attack speed boost too. Yeah,
and to Oran Blade's credit, outside of the trading, possibly 69 to 115.
Yeah, I mean, you have that CS lead, you're definitely okay to just go pure damage, but the problem is, he nearly gets caught. Actually, he does get caught.
He is about to get caught. There's the bomb right on top of him, forces the flash and the heal.
Yeah. Yep, no Morgana the Black Shield in that time, so he did dodge the bubble, but he didn't dodge the tidal wave, so nearly gets taken down. He's got to blow both his summoners.
Yeah.
Although he is still sitting pretty in that lane, so.
Yeah. And if Kono is able to get out of it, that is cue for him to go down and come out with a gang, get the Katarina rolling with a kill, if they're able to pull it off.
Yeah, he's got to start roaming if they plan to really do anything to ESG this game, because at some point this Caitlyn's gonna get items, this Echo's gonna keep getting stronger, this Swain, they're gonna take the CS leads that they've developed slowly over the whole lead. Even at this point, Trundle is about 500 gold ahead of Camille in the jungle. They're just gonna keep getting leads even if they're not giving up kills, so the time for Kiss to be proactive is now, before they start grouping up. If ESG groups up, it's gonna be a lot harder for Kiss to kill him.
Yeah, it definitely will. And so far the game, very, very slow paced. It is still a 3,000 gold lead for ESG Genesis. In fact, just coming off of minus the 1 kill in mid lane. That is purely off of farm.
Yeah, most of that is the farm. No towers have fallen. Like, the lead... Oh my god.
Wow, that was really quick. Sivian with a solo kill. Almost 2 shots, Kono in the mid lane.
Yeah, this Echo is going to start to be a problem very fast, especially when it's hard to disengage him, really. The only person on their team that can really effectively mess with this Echo is...
Well, speak of the
Sivian
devil, while
is out of mana. Oh, but he's actually really fast.
Can he get away? The hook shot? No, he cannot. Dazaran answers with a kill.
Alright, well, when he has health and mana, the only person that can really has a chance of disengaging him is the Nami. But he might just turn around and one-shot Nami too, so... They have to get some more kills on Sivian if they plan to actually snowball this game. Oh, engage bot lane.
Final wave to come through the bubble right afterwards. That's a dead Caitlyn.
Well, that's one way to do it.
Goes down, now up in the top lane. Tranquila very low on this one. Katarina looking to go to town on this one.
There's a one-on-one bot
There's
lane
the
too.
double buffs. and now Swain might be in trouble. As
Ooh.
Morgana...
Name Not Found is getting low from the minions. Is he gonna make it out?
Dory K! Oh, he cannot do it, but it's a really close Fumbleruski in the bottom lane. 3-3 on the scoreboard.
Well, that's one way to get on the board. Definitely doing that engage bot, the proactive engage bot lane. I don't think that ESG were expecting that at all. Caught him right off guard. I don't think Dory Cave and Black Shield the tidal wave. I didn't see. I don't know if he had it up or not though, but I would assume he did. Meanwhile, Kono gets a kill, which is always good, and they win a trade in the jungle. So,
Yeah.
Kiss still behind 3,500 gold, but that was definitely, they're definitely showing signs of life in this game, which is always good.
Yeah, absolutely, and hopefully they can continue to show those signs of life, get the farm, because we always emphasize KDA, not as important as CS, and here's a great example of it. Gold deficit created, now it's becoming more in kills as Sivian picks up a few more for himself, but it's still massively on farm.
The teams are even in kills, but they're still down like 3k gold. It just goes to show how much those little CS leads, although the bot lane CS lead not very little, nor is the mid lane. Actually, none of those are little anymore. Oh,
they're gonna look for the kills though. That's one way to up the gold on the side of Kiss, and 2 kills is gonna be coming through.
And there you go. That's how you respond to ESG's aggression. You pull your Camille in and you Channel the Nami. That was good proactive play from them. Well, not good proactive, good reactive play from them. Sorry. Yeah, no. Problem is, Dartazan might walk into Sivian. Nope, never mind. No, he's sticking around that Scuttle Crab.
Keeping his eye out for this one. That is about it.
Oh.
Casey might be in some trouble here, taken low, but I don't think it matters too much. No, it doesn't. Swain absolutely atrocious on that health regeneration.
Yeah, although that's still kind of encouraging as opposed to what was happening before. Sivian's trying to make a play.
Yep, Sivian looking for the play here. Doesn't have enough backup though to continue the pursuit, and just gets a little bit of damage onto Name Not Found.
Yeah, now if you're ESG, you're a little bit worried that you're going to lose your hold on the game because suddenly Kiss are just kind of starting to kill you for no reason. It's like, what the heck, man? I'm up like 50 CS, but it doesn't really matter that much at this stage of the game.
Yeah, almost. There were many waves there that might have been a solo kill. Dory K looking for the binding, but he gets in trouble instead. There's the stopwatch. Easy stuff to come through. Tristana up in front, taking the damage.
Although something that is meaningful is that Sivian is 2 levels up on Kono mid lane. That's pretty significant.
That is pretty significant.
Dartazan can't get out.
Dory K might be in trouble here. The Camille running away from this one. Dazaran will escape. Once again, Kiss getting pressured.
Here comes Sivian.
Could come around the corner. This could be 2 quick kills to come around. There it is.
Oh, he got him.
There will be 1 kill. Will be any more? No, it
Great
won't.
killer.
ESG, they're not done this yet. They might be looking for more, but Kono will turn around. That is 1 kill for Kiss Gaming. Sivian jumps back in. It's going to be a close one, and Sivian will go down. The shutdown onto Selmy as Caitlyn now deals damage back. Another great kill to come through.
Good stopwatch.
Another stopwatch. Will it get answered properly? No, it won't, as the 80 carries go underneath the turret, and Tristana comes out on top.
So I believe that's a 3 for 3, all things considered. So yeah, that was pretty sloppy from ESG coming in there, diving into that tower. They didn't need to kill that Nami. They had a wave and good position to actually take that tower. Obviously, no one really plays against stopwatch that often anymore, so they probably weren't expecting her to have it like they would have maybe on the first patch of this year. So I don't know. I think it would have been better if they just tried to take the tower, but at the end of the day, 3 for 3. Huntrick actually, that was something I didn't even consider, was this trundle into the Katarina. You can just pillar her when she ults and she's just kind of toast.
Yeah.
That was impressive. I forgot that was a thing that could happen.
I don't blame you either. We're looking at the big crowd controlling abilities against Katarina. We don't look at the pillar. Slight overlook on our half, but still nonetheless seems to be the most effective way of shutting down the Katarina as well.
Yeah, so now it looks like they're trying to send Dory K up there for that little extra push to try and get that top lane turret finished off before they can respond.
They actually really want Oran Blade in this one. It looks like they're going to get him with 2 people jumping on top of him. That's going to be a kill.
Yeah, and Oran Blade is a little bit greedy of him.
Actually, hell, it's not over yet. Now it's going to be Dory K in trouble, using the Soul Shackles to try and lock down the members of KISS Gaming, but it's going to be Kono going down instead. Dory K falls right afterwards. KISS Gaming, they're on the run. Can they get away? It doesn't look like it, as Dazran again chomped on by the troll. Hounded Trick picks up the kill, and now Name Not Found may not become Tristana Not Found, as he barely escapes the damage of Scythia.
Yeah, Dory K is actually playing these fights really well. He gets caught, but then he turns around, flashes in the enemy team, and 3-man ultis them. Obviously, not all of them ended up getting caught, but he survived for really long and allowed for Scythian to come in and just start destroying KISS Gaming. So, really good play coming out of the autofill support for ESG.
Yeah, excellent stuff to come through. Out of Dory K.
Also, Scythian coming off the bench. He's 6-2.
Yeah, you see the proactivity on the side of ESG in really those 2 members. We hurry back to KISS though. Dazaran, not looking too shaky on this Camille whatsoever.
So Name Not Found has opted for the Stormrazor first on Tristana, and I think that's the appropriate choice. It's going to take him time to scale up, obviously, but once he does, that Stormrazor is going to be start being really effective.
Yeah, I will definitely second that. Not a bad option by any means. Hopefully can follow that up with a little bit more damage and attack speed as the game goes on, but as we know, Tristana very much late game has
another fight.
There's another fight. The Death Lotus not going to be able to get the reset. Kono's going down. So are the rest of KISS Gaming. A double kill for Casey. They're going right underneath the turret to pick up another one. And now there's no way Tranquillo gets out of that one. 4 kills for ESG Genesis.
Casey is just a tank. He walked straight into the entire KISS Gaming team and just annihilated them all. And I'm pretty sure that he is now healed back to full HP from that fight. I don't think he was at full when that began.
Something's a little fishy here. But either way, ESG, they're gonna get the Baron, and they are securing themselves with a massive gold lead against KISS.
Yep, now nearly 10,000 gold. They're looking to close this game out. Hopefully before 30 minutes should be what they're going for.
Yeah, that should absolutely be the case, and I think once you reach that 10,000 gold marker, the game's basically set in stone. You just have to play the map, and that's about it.
Especially on this patch, it's gonna be pretty hard for KISS Gaming to come back in this one.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough for them. They're gonna need to get some solo packs. I think they're gonna need to have some missed positions on the side of ESG. Maybe Scythian holding that chrono shift a little bit longer than it may need to.
Yep. Hopefully Scythian doesn't pull a Jensen, but if he does, that is a possible opening for KISS Gaming to get back into the game. I'm a little bit worried for KISS Gaming now. Obviously, not besides the 10k gold deficit, but more that they put all their eggs into the basket of this Katarina getting fed, and it has not worked out for them at all.
No, it is not.
Basically, their win condition now is to somehow stall the game long enough for Tristana to come online, and then eventually Katarina will follow. But, you know, Name Not Found, he's been playing a pretty good game on this Tristana. Jumping forward, getting some kills, playing impressively. Although Casey might just kill Tranquillo now. Yeah, there he goes.
Yep, there he goes.
And Name Not Found gets hit by a mine.
Oh my lord, that is a dead Tristana right there.
Oh, that might be a dead
That might be a dead Katarina boot. Yeah, it is. ESG are absolutely annihilating Kiss right now.
Yep,
Nothing follow. Nothing this Nami can do. Nothing this Camille can do.
Ace. Looks like ESG are going to close this one out in 26 minutes. Really strong showing for them, even if it is against Kiss. This could be the catalyst for their comeback this season.
Yeah, season of ES3 might actually be happening. They pick up their first win against Les Eskimos and the second against Kiss. The Nexus is going to go down, and that's going to be it. ESG Genesis pick up their second win.
Yep, that was really impressive for ESG. They played a really, really clean game, clean and calm, and they took it slow until they found their opening. They got their advantage, and then they pushed it consistently without throwing it. So very, very, very good plays coming out from ESG.
Yeah, absolutely, and
big level leads too.
Definitely the case on the side of ESG. You didn't expect them to be looking this good. They're a team currently sitting at 2-4 in the standings, if I recall correctly, and they don't look like a 2-4 team by any means with that performance.
Yeah, they don't even look like a 2-4 team without, their starting roster playing either. They looked really, really, really good this game.
Absolutely.
I was impressed.
Something for ESG to jot down on the notebook. Wins super good with players in this role.
Wow, look at how much damage the Swain did in that game.
Oh God, do I even want to know? I probably do.
Yeah, you'd think that it was Sivian that was doing the most damage, but it was actually the Swain by a large margin.
18,000.
Yeah.
Boy, that's a lot.
Although something slightly worrying on the other side is that Selmy did more damage than Name Not Found. So
7777 jackpot. That is jackpot plus another 7. Selmy, great job.
Small victories.
Yeah, small victories.
Obviously, a little bit worrying that Tristana didn't ever come online. I don't think Tristana had enough time. So, it's not like he had the potential to be doing that much damage. And Selmy played pretty well on Nami. He was initiating a lot of the fights that they won with those tidal waves. So it was a good game for him. But ESG played better all across the map. So
yes, he did play better. Let's take a quick look at the vision score, see which team was on the ball more, and sitting at the king of the hill, Sivian, actually, with 40 vision score.
That's impressive, especially coming out of the substitute mid laner for ESG. I mean, obviously he's been around the league for a while, but good vision control for him.
Yeah, and when you think of highest vision score, you don't think of mid laners. That's not your go-to by any means.
I think what's more telling is the way that the thing is, ESG are buying a lot of vision across the map. Their whole team is actually had pretty high vision scores, considering that the game only lasted 26 minutes. It didn't look like anyone was slacking on their vision, so good for them.
Yeah, definitely some excellent stuff to come through for ESG Genesis. They pick up their win against Kiss. Kiss, unfortunately, have yet to pick up a win in the Bronze Silver Gold competitive series. They will be moving on to cross-conference play next week, or hopefully they get some wins against the teams in Group B, where things look much, much more close. Nonetheless, we still have one more hot, action-packed game today. Next up will be Frosty Esports versus Naughty Nips. Which team will be taking their way home to second place in Group B by the end of the week? What do you think, Man Walrus?
I'm not really sure. I haven't watched enough yet to know actually who I think is going to come out on top, but we'll find out eventually.
Exactly, we'll find out. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to ESPORTS Week 3. Last game, last day here. Coming in hot, Frosty ESPORTS versus Naughty Nips. Joining me on the casting desk this afternoon is none other than
John Warhood here. Everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful Father's Day. I am excited for this last matchup for the week. Another great matchup we have against Frosty ESPORTS versus Naughty Nips. I guess one change, a couple notes we need to make right now. Buff Zoe Rakan is going to be playing AD carry for this game. And Alesslo, normally the AD carry for Frosty ESPORTS is playing mid today. So we see how it goes. As we get into pick bans, the first thing banned off the table is Swain. Swain, always my choice to ban in solo queue because of how annoying that champion is.
Yeah, definitely a pretty good ban. We saw what Casey was able to do it on their ESG win last game, in fact, so definitely a solid ban either way you mix it.
Yes, Case, the next ban up, another strong 80 carry ban out. A Leslo special, if you will. He's carried a couple games on it so far this season. From the 80 carry spot, I don't know what it is. If you guys didn't watch the sub games yesterday for the Don Tarek cosplay stream, or the Alesslo played mid and played Zed. I am hoping with GVG and Blight both in the game, they will realize that he's going to probably be wanting to play the Zed.
I'm not sure. If we're going to talk about Alesslo in the mid lane, I don't know what to make of it whatsoever. We saw the fun games yesterday, and that was Zed. Is that an indication of what he wants to play mid? Possibly, but we know this guy being a counter main, not a mid lane main, so I think it'll be a very different performance, and as a result, I don't know how much I agree with the Kaisa ban the Naughty Nips have chosen so far.
That is definitely an interesting ban. One brain dead ban, I would say, definitely for Frosty ESPORTS is the Mundo. It was the second ban for them in their first rotation. Banning out GVG. GVG returning from the Short Bus Gang exile to play for Naughty Nips yesterday or 2 days ago, and taking the Mundo and just carrying on with it. Zed coming out the last ban like I predicted, as we now go in and we get to see what Alesslo's mid pool is like. So Blaze, with the bans already done, what are you thinking we're looking for? What are going to be the priorities as Tangelo locks in the Gnar first pick?
I think priority-wise, I think we can see. I'm not even sure what he's going to pick. I think we can see Vassal's support being picked up early here. Potentially Graves on the side of Blight if he so chooses. GVG picks whatever GVG wants and probably performs very well on it to begin with.
Pike here?
Yep,
Graves.
Graves called it out before. One of Blight's best champions, and something he's not afraid of blind picking whatsoever. It's the hover, and it might just be the lock-in.
Counting down. Darius, definitely one of GVG's picks, and from what I've heard about Naughty Nips, one of their priorities to take in the top lane. Great champion, great harass, great ability. I don't think, though, he does... I mean, with GVG does well into any lane, right? But I don't think Darius on its face does well into the Gnar in general. I think Trundle, my choice for S-tier, top-tier jungler right now, makes tanks basically useless. They have a tank in Darius. And the Varus lock-in. That Varus can be flexed to bottom lane, but for some reason I think Alesslo is bringing Varus into the mid lane right now.
That's a flex pick, but it could be in the mid lane. We'll see where it goes. The same thing while we're with flex picks. Carcion locks in the Morgana. Could be for Voss or could be for himself.
Yeah, definitely an interesting choice. Morgana, pretty hard to play in the mid lane, I've always found. Her mechanics are a little bit wacky for the mid game because it's similar to Singe as you're trying to farm with the pool, not exactly AAs. Nami then coming through afterwards with the ban, as we look to see. Basically, I would guess both teams are kind of target 80 carries for Frosty and for probably supports for the Naughty Nips crew.
Yeah, and while we see it, bans away from Dragon OTP on this one. The Lucian, the Ezreal, the Kai'Sa, gotten rid of the 3 best 80 carries so
ban?
far. Braum possible next ban, but I think they'll continue to shoot down the 80 carry pool.
I'm talking for Naughty Nips, but it is the Vigar ban. Next ban probably coming out here. You're probably looking for a tier 2 ban, maybe Caitlyn. You're looking at that, maybe Ashe, MF. MF is the pick ban coming out. Yasuo, the instant lock-in. So that is a support Morgana, as we see. So support they're leaving open for the counter pick.
Yes, that will be the case indeed. Vladimir locked in, possibly for a Laszlo in mid lane here.
We did see it, yes. I think, didn't we see it for a bot lane earlier in this game? I believe I casted it.
I believe we did see it earlier in the week.
Definitely something we could see there. It could be an interesting thing that if they're lane swapping, they just end up playing the same roles and they're going for a specific comp that they want, similar to what TSM did when they technically lane swapped Reggie and Dyrus in Season 2 or Season 3, only just for the fact of how they wanted their pick order to go.
Yeah, and Arceon trolling us with the Bard mid hover. We all know it's not going to be locked in with how they've organized their roles so far, and much better, it's in a Azir locked in.
Azir locked in. Definitely 2 good comps that are coming up. Which comp do you like better, Blaze, looking at what we have right now as we get into our loadout and 3-minute delay?
A little tricky, being completely honest, and little biased against the no 80 carry comp, even though I do think it looks very scary. I am actually going to give this one over to Frosty ESPORTS. I like their comp more. They have a better wombo packed in there between the Chain of Corruption, the Wild Growth, the Gnar against the wall, Vladimir doing damage, and Trundle overall just being a very strong champion.
It is definitely something interesting. I will give it over to Naughty Nips. I think Naughty Nips team comp is a little bit more tanky, more upfront. You have a bunch of displacement, a bunch of CC abilities coming out from top and bottom lane. Definitely going to be an interesting thing. Player-wise as well, I do give this over to Naughty Nips coming forwards.
Well, Naughty Nips walking in. Actually, let's talk about the significance of this match a little bit. Winner of this goes 4-2, which puts them in second place, right below Conqueror Academy, who are now 5-1, and the loser goes down into a massive 3-way Fumble Ruske tie, actually, between Skokev Gaming, Enigmatic Gaming, and, well, whoever loses this match.
Definitely interesting. It's always better to be on top, I always like to say, but you're definitely looking at probably 2 playoff contenders coming out of this division. When you look at it, Conqueror, Frosty, and Naughty Nips at this point in time do seem to be the cream of this division's crop, if I would say. Looking at this, the other interesting thing is the teleport taken on the 80 carry. Something we could see coming forward from that. I doubt he's running Spellbook, so that's going to be there the whole game. Do you expect that to play any impact without, a team like without the team having any heal for that bot lane in the lane?
Yeah, I do actually. I think they'll play a big role because normally teleport on 80 carries is like, whoa, you're sending a person with a gun at me in the top lane and it doesn't mean anything because she's not going to get on top of me automatically. Caitlyn, for example. This being the no 80 carry meta and it still being a thing for the remainder of who knows how long, I do think that sending a Yasuo teleporting top lane or who knows across the map instead of, say, a Caitlyn is going to make a very big difference. Now, if Dragon OTP actually decides to go for that, is a different story. We've seen the TP usage been a little bit more defensive, kind of get back to lane quicker, push out your laner even more. I'm actually curious as to what your thoughts is on how this teleport's going to be used.
I mean, to be honest, I think it's going to be used pretty defensively. I'm looking at this lane. This is also the first time we should point out. This is the first time since the lane swaps and stuff like that. We are seeing Voslo in the bottom lane. He was originally their top laner before GVG came in. So we are looking to see. I'm looking to see a bunch of. Basically, I'm looking to see a bunch of shoving in over and over again into their bot lane. And then the Yasuo getting the free teleports back to, the turret to get back to lane quick enough. I don't think you could really use the teleport in bot lane quick enough, or from a Yasuo quick enough to make aggressive plays on lanes, especially when I'm assuming that Darius is going to be able to handle the Gnar. Maybe you could see something like an early rotation from them. Maybe something like that.
Possibly. Just tossing out a little quick unknown fact about Voslo. Top lane is not actually his main role. That would be support, which he is now playing. And so consider a little bit of the top lane performance with a grain of salt, if you will, because hard key auto-filled top lane might have been the case for Voslo in every single one of his games up until this one. We'll see how well he performs on the Morgana. Either way, though.
And now the Pyke top lane makes sense. As we get into the game, we can look at the keystones we have here. Everything looks pretty on point. You got Grasp on the Gnar, normal. Do you see anything that's really sticking out to you at this point in time? I do not.
I don't see anything that sticks out to me. Other than, I guess, the teleport on the Yasuo, but that's kind of become a little standard. Nothing really strikes me off in how all the players have gone about their summoner spells and how they've gone about their keystones. I think it's all just about right.
The one thing I would say, if the one question I would have, and this is more a general feeling I have towards playing bot lane and playing support, Voslo going Ignite, I don't normally attribute Yasuo for a lot of early game kill pressure, especially into a Varus Lulu lane. Yasuo's going to be giving it up. The Ignite is probably a pretty wasted summoner at this point in time. I don't see a lot of extended trades where they could get it through. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Rakan's going to be popping off on the Yasuo. Will it happen, though? I do not know exactly. Do you expect to see an invade coming?
I do, actually. I think with the damage they have the Morgana, who I think is probably the second best support, falling behind Braum when it comes to invades and just getting kills early on. I definitely think we can expect to see some strategy of an invade out of Naughty Nips. The question is, if it happens, how will Frosty counter?
Frosty has a pretty,
Alright, boys, we get it, you're good! Damn! All that Mastery 7. Crazy.
Oh. Yeah, a lot of people playing a lot of champions they know today. We are coming through this, the standard 5-point coming out doesn't mean the invade is not happening. It just means that they're not going to be starting off the invade. A well-executed one at that. A lot of the times, the people do not understand, players do not understand in this league to put the two people in the mid lane to watch them go through the bush. We've seen a couple invades this season already coming through the top bushes from mid lane, the top part of the river bush going from mid lane into it.
And the best way to shut that down, as you just said, you send one person, really doesn't matter who too much, in the mid lane, and bam, they're caught the moment they try and do it.
Yep. Exactly. Now we're looking at this. I guess there is going to be no invade right now. I expect to see... Looking at these matchups, I'm expecting to see bot lane for Naughty Nips, for Frosty, win pretty hard early. A lot of harass coming out of the Lulu and Varus. And then more importantly, Azir as well getting a bit of harass, then going for Frosty before I think GVG is able to outclass the Tangelo and make that lane his own.
Yeah, and for the touching more on the bottom lane, I think it's definitely for Dragon OTP and Voslo, it's gonna be just kind of surviving the early damage and poke coming out of Tater Tots and Haze. We're gonna see some strong bully here very quickly between the Glitterlands, between Lulu's and Varus's auto attacks, it's gonna be rough for them, and they're not gonna be given many opportunities in the early stages to get on top of the targets they want to. First back, they will, but as of right now, it's gonna look pretty ugly.
Dragon already poked down to nearly less than 3/4 health, and then on top of that, it looks like he did take Relic Shield early, getting a bit of extra gold generation onto that support. I guess he doesn't want to go the Doran Shield, which is what I would assume is the standard start for, would be a standard start into this heavy poke lane like that.
Yeah, walking around the wall to get a little bit more damage. Once again, like we mentioned, it's going to be rough for them in the bottom lane early on.
Great early clear here coming in by Trundle. Trundle already out on the river after securing Scuttle before Graves even finishes his red buff, but it looks like at this point there may be a bit of a fight coming mid lane.
Possibly both junglers very close to each other, but Blight doesn't go for the gank, goes for jungle camps instead.
Well, the one thing I would always say is even though Graves is probably at this point the best jungler in the game right now, it's hard to play Graves aggressively when you don't have a lot of setup like he does not have right now in the mid lane, especially into a Vlad that can just pull away.
Yeah, definitely. And a little bit of action in the top lane. They're not going to go any further. Roughly an even trade between the two.
Yeah. Definitely a bit of just a general that I think Darius is going to win that when Nara's in his enraged form, the melee form, allowing him to get these trades off. But with the extra HP generation from the Nar, with the transformation, that it really cancels itself out overall.
Yeah, Blight going for a gank in the mid lane, but it is nullified completely by the Sanguine Pool and just some damage on Alessio.
Definitely long cooldown though for the Sanguine Pool. 17 seconds still up. Unfortunately, it doesn't mean much as Blight doesn't come back for the regank, and Alessio is in the position where he is pretty safe under that turret.
Yeah, definitely the case here, and see how much that decides to panic, because we might have some action in the mid lane here. Carcion pushing up pretty far. Looks like he will barely be able to get away from all of that damage. Actually, the flash doesn't go right for Laszlo, it goes south, and a Carcion actually gets a summoner spell out of that.
Unnecessary flash there by Vladimir. It's one thing I was just thinking about as Blaze, you were calling that. This mid lane, both these mid lane champions are incredibly safe in terms of what they are able to do to avoid ganks, right? Vladimir has the Sanguine Pool, and then the Azir has the Shifting Sands to get him out from basically any gank. We saw Holy's being able to basically pull away with that to get away. What happened when he tried to gank him, even with the pool, he's able to walk out and not burn any flash whatsoever.
Absolutely, and I fully understand what. Actually, we may have to get back to that quickly. GG looking for blood, doesn't find anything. Okay, so I fully understand what Leslie was trying to do, but then there's trying to go for the flashy play with the Tides of Blood and the flash to get more damage and possibly kill a Carcion versus the realization that you're already up in CS, okay? So going for that flash is completely unnecessary in the first place, especially if you fumble Ruski the combo. And it actually, despite it being very grim for Carcion at the start, he walks away positive, and so do Noneps.
Well, I'll go a step further with that and say Alessio completely outplayed that, not by the fact he mechanically misplayed, but the fact that I don't think Azir's gonna die even if he hits that combo. No ignite for Alessio. He took teleport. He took a risk making that play when his damage prediction was pretty off, which is something I question you would see if you had someone normally playing mid lane out there.
Yeah, maybe a bit of an interesting drafting by the team. And nonetheless, Alesslo is mid and still has a good advantage over Carcion in this mid lane. No first blood drawn just yet, though. For to be drawn, where would it be?
I would say you're gonna look to the top lane. I think eventually at one point, as it looks like right now, the top lane for Tiangelo is pushing in very slowly. You're gonna see Tiangelo overplay, get Braum, get Graves ganked by Blight, or it's gonna come from a jungle battle over a Scuttle.
Oh, might just be in the mid lane. There's the Hemo Plague. Blight's looking for it. The collateral damage is not gonna come through as the transfusion heals him up.
Yep.
Might actually be a turn in the mid lane. Good damage onto Blight and a Carcion, but once again, nothing to come out of it.
Something super interesting I wanted to point out is the bot lane itself. We predicted this heavy poke lane from the Varus Lulu being able to basically bully out the Yasuo Morgana, but looking at this as of right now, the Yasuo having a 15 CS lead already 8 minutes into the game over that damn Tater Tot, which is probably one of the funnest names to say in all of Duo Esports.
Yeah, definitely a bit of a crafty name, but nonetheless, as you pointed out, a good CS advantage for Dragon OTP. Kind of just speaks to, I guess, the pressure that the Yasuo can exert in the win wall. A little bit of a cheesy move, if you will, but still a viable move to deny CS from all of Varus' abilities.
Definitely something that needs a little bit more. I wonder, I'm assuming he only put 1 point in it. He has just giving enough little shield to block off the minion waves and to take that. Right now, though, we do see an interesting trade going on of objectives, with Trundle securing the blue buff, securing the dragon in exchange for Blight taking away his topside jungle.
Yeah, definitely, and it's gonna go mainly in the favor of Frosty for that. They get the excellent early game Ocean Dragon. That helps them out massively in all of their lanes. As for Blight, simply getting himself ahead, not bad by any means, especially since he had a good idea that the Ocean Dragon was probably going on, so may as well get himself ahead, which indirectly gets the team ahead as well.
Certainly a bit interesting I see on the pathing. I'm never one to question Blight. Blight's a pretty good jungler, pretty solid with his pathing. This would have been, I would have thought this would have been a good opportunity for Gnar to get ganked. Gnar having like Mega Gnar'd out right before the wave could have crashed. Graves having taken both blue and the Gromp of the Trundle, and basically was in a good position to get a dive off if they wanted to. Blight and GVG having played together before, having a good bit of.
Yeah, actually in the mid lane, the Carcion with some really good damage onto Halsey. It's not gonna be the kill as Trundle gets barely taken out on that one.
Man, tough game, tight game, contentious game going on right now. Games, it looks like both teams are waiting for that first blood to fall, afraid to make the first mistake. Both teams waited on bated breath for this game to pop open. I can almost guarantee you when this game does pop open, it's gonna get bloody quickly.
It definitely is. Right now, like a bomb waiting to go off for sure. 11 minutes in, nothing happened. Both teams maybe getting a little antsy, maybe getting a little nervous. We'll see which way it goes. Little bit of action in the bottom lane, but the automatic wild growth is going to be able to keep Tater Tots alive and very healthy from that one. Uh-oh. GG might be in trouble. Dodges the boulder, dodges the wall, but I don't think he's got any way out of this one. The Gnar against the wall. The flash away. How much does it even matter with the pillar there? And GBG goes down for first blood.
Well, I did predict that the top lane was going to be the one to give up the first blood on the overextension.
Also looking for the play here with the Soul Shackles almost locking down Hayes. Dark Binding also landing, but not enough range for the follow-up.
Even if Yasuo gets another ult off, Hayes should just exhaust the ult, and they should be able to walk out of it. Not, like I said, until he gets like a little bit more burst, there's not a lot of kill pressure coming out of Naughty Nips' bot lane. But it is the overextension play that Holy Fuzz is able to capitalize on, in a way, as he now is starting to look for the Rift Herald. Great macro play coming out by Frosty Esports.
Yeah, definitely, and so far they're looking pretty good. They are down in gold to Naughty Nips, but that is mainly off of farm, kind of like we saw last game between Kiss ESG. Kills don't mean a whole lot, albeit Frosty, they have a dragon to top it off.
After we see the next dragon coming up is another ocean dragon. Gonna keep getting them stronger and stronger ahead and let them stay on the field longer if they can pick that up in the next 2 minutes.
Absolutely case here. 13 minutes in. Both these teams looking pretty prepped. Ocean Dragon up in 144, and it looks like that's probably going to be where the next fight's going to be.
Certainly does. We are... What I was going to say before this, what I was really liking from Frosty was their pink ward control of the bottom side river for the next dragon. Morgana, though, as I was thinking it, coming out and clearing everything up.
Yeah, definitely clearing things up a little bit. Bottom lane almost got themselves cleared out, as they might be sandwiched here in between Frosty Esports. They gotta choose a Leslo or Halsey, and Acarsion's the one that's gonna get focused down and taken down. Leslo picks up that kill, and now Voslo is with the stopwatch, can only do so much. Blight misses the collateral damage, but it doesn't matter, as Aleslo's wrecking havoc before he gets wrecked right afterwards. A double kill for Blight, looking for more. That's a triple kill for Graves.
Major Graves cleanup there. They unfortunately, or fortunately, I guess we'll take the positive look at this, for Naughty Nips. They're able to stall out the damage enough for Graves to get onto the backline. And a awkward, chaotic fight coming in there. They get caught and squished between the two lanes collapsing. But then on top of that, Graves coming in and collapsing the river, the top side of the bottom side river into the fight, allowing for the team to clean up.
Yeah, definitely, and it looked like it was about to go in favor of Frosty Esports, but to find the river, went south a little quick, gave Blight more than enough time to get there, to position himself correctly, and pick up the triple kill. Now if you're on the side of Frosty Esports, well, that is almost all of the gold that they have in the Blight basket. That is a pretty scary basket to have all the gold in.
Yep. Now look at this. I was right before that fight started. I was talking about Frosty's great ability. Oh,
they might have a great ability, but can that ability be to survive? I don't know about that one. Halsey very low, and he will go down. The Nar's not going to do too much either. Blight might continue to chase. No, he doesn't. And that is another kill going over to Naughty Nips.
More importantly, that's the Rift Tail wasted for Frosty. One of their big objectives they've taken to this game. Basically, unfortunately, not being able to use that. They were hoping to get a cheap first turret top lane with the Rift Herald. Blight there, however, great job counter-initiating the Trundle. And now, with the vision control around Ocean Drake so firmly in the control of Naughty Nips at this point, it's only a matter of time before they end up taking it.
Yeah, it definitely is. And that second Ocean Dragon, nice to deny from Frosty. Frosty managed to pick it up. Very nice double Ocean Dragon for themselves. That will help out massively in their fight so far, as they already have a good amount of health regeneration.
I have to point this out. It's interesting as they start to take it. Dragon, I don't think it will be seen now, but GVG has a great teleport set up. teleport ward set up on the backside of Naughty Nips, or Frosty.
Yeah, they do. Ocean Dragon going low from this one. Blight will be able to secure it. And now Halsey is going to get deleted off the face of the map. Leslo also going in to try and pick up one kill, but can't even do that. Dragon OTP picks up one for himself.
Can I make this I want to make this comment, and this is coming off the last couple games. One of the biggest issues I've seen at Frosty from this point in time is I've casted a bunch of their games. They never seem to have I'm not going to say competent because I don't know who it is, but they don't seem to have a focus on their shot calling. Given what was going on in the lane, given what was going everywhere was going on, that dragon needed to be given up. They don't need to try and go in there, run in there for a steal and dive. It was at best at that time a 4v2. There was no reason to go into that dragon pit to steal that from a Leslo or for Trundle.
Yeah, and Waller with Trundle, also no reason to be on his birds as he gets taken down for the 4th time this game. Even a Leslo might be in a little bit of trouble here as he gets down to half, trying to dual Blight on this one, who will go over the wall, but still 2-7. And you're talking about that lack of a potential shot caller as Noinips are looking better by the minute. 7,000 gold lead.
Yeah. One thing both these, the support and jungler need to do in a hurry is transform their warding totems into sweepers. Their jungle completely overtaken at this point. You've lost complete vision control. You need to start wrangling this back if they want any chance whatsoever to win this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Now Blight with some good damage onto Tater Tots. They are looking to try and pick up a kill here. It's about to happen, but the Chain of Corruption will stop the pursuit. Now it's going to be Gnar coming around the side. Tangelo looking for something, but how deep do you go before you get taken out? And he will go down. Wild Growth to try and save him. It's not going to mean anything in the end. Now GBG with the 3-man pull, looking to pick up another kill as Carcion takes it on for the road. Noinips are about to push down another middle turret.
And this again goes back to the communication, or really lack thereof communication for...
Leslo flashes into the entire team. Can he pick up a single kill onto Noinips? It looks like he might just be able to. Blight does get shut down. Halsey picks up that kill. And now GBG might be in trouble here. Or is it actually Halsey in trouble as GBG goes down right afterwards. 4-10 on the scoreboard. First Esports barely able to try and do that. As Leslo forgets about the Azir turret, and he might just get taken out by Voslo now. The Aerie does enough of the damage, and the Naughty Nips come out on top.
Like I was saying, it again comes back to the communication that Frosty does not have. No reason for Tangelo to be there at the top side, bottom side of the top side river to try and save Varus when Varus and Lulu both escaped successfully. That ended up making Lulu, who tried to save the Gnar with her ult, which did nothing because Tangelo shouldn't have been there anyway to begin with. He had no Gnar bar. He had no real backup or help there. No ults to follow up with. Varus had already cast his. Varus and Lulu were safe. No reason to be there whatsoever. Ends up losing a T2 and probably would have lost a lot more if Leslo didn't take a couple kills back there.
Yeah, that would have gone their favor if not, but nonetheless, we're getting at that mark already. That mark of 10,000 gold and that mark of Dragon OTP feeling himself on a Leslo. Lands the tornado right after the Sanguine Pool. A very easy kill picked up, and as always, Warford, I gotta ask you, with that 10,000 marker, is there any way for Fruition to come back from this?
If they start talking, yes. But nothing in this game has displayed to me an ability, like, here's the thing, right? And I got called on this a couple weeks ago. This is like this is a bronze, silver, gold league.
yeah, as OGP Dragon goes down, Voslo also going pretty deep in the fray here, does pick up a kill as the Carcion comes around the corner. That's a kill onto Hayes. Will he be able to save his teammate in time? His friendo's in trouble. Can he get out? And one more hit would do it. And a Carcion saves Voslo as Blight with some good damage in the bottom lane. They're picking themselves up the turret on the back half.
Definitely a great turn there by Naughty Nips.
Carcion, actually, that Blight does go down to Leslo with some good damage. Can GG make the 1v2 happen? Boom! He can! And that's going to be a double dunk to come through. Doesn't even need to watch. And a double kill coming in for GG.
It's a great pop there by Leslo, but once a Vladimir blows his load on the first combo to get a kill, he's basically left incredibly vulnerable till his cooldown rotation comes up. And with that, a Darius, who has an automatic reset if he gets the kill, makes it basically so the Vladimir can gets compromised by the healing, by the automatic resets of the Darius.
Yeah, and as you were going on about, hashtag it's a BSG. Good.
Yes. This is a BSG league, so, and this may hurt someone's feelings, and I don't give a damn. We're not the best players here. We're not the best casters. We're not a lot of us, probably are never going to get into Master Tier if that's their goal. A lot of us are doing this for fun, but communication isn't a skill that is amazing to do. You just need to be able to talk to people, and Frosty does not display, as Leslo goes down again, does not display the ability to communicate to one another positively from the display. I'm seeing it, and I can be wrong here because I'm not in their comms listening to what they're saying, but what you see here is a lot of misplays that could be done by saying, I'm safe, I'm out, don't go in. Concise communication that you see. A lot of teams don't have that, but that is such a fundamental skill of League of Legends on the competitive series, and it needs to be executed properly, or else you get Tangelo jumping into a group with 3 Naughty Nips players with no VAR to try to save a Varus that's already out, and then Hayes burning his stuff, and the game's starting to screwball out of control.
Yeah, and you have moments like that just happen, or that this is about to happen. A little bit of trouble for Halsey. Now, Blight's not going to go any further, but once again, we boil back down to the communication. Tatertots in the bottom lane has to be careful and respect GBG, and ends up suffering with the flash.
Yeah, it is something that's definitely worrisome. You can't have, and this is just general, GBG pretty big. You can't really have them all trying to fight.
Whoa, Carcion goes in pretty deep on that one. I don't know if they can make the 2v5 happen, even with a 10,000 gold lead. Carcion's gonna go down, and GBG would have to be a miracle man to get a kill here as he goes down to a Leslo. First esports pick up 2.
Speaking of communication issues here, there looks to be a little bit of a communication here from Blight and the bot lane. The bot lane trying to do Baron by themselves while Blight is pushing top.
Manhandles 2 people on his own, and it looks like he's going to walk away unscathed from that one. Very risky move out of Tangelo. He's going to be going down on this one as Dragon goes down with another return kill. 9-20. All the chaos happening on the map, but this is actually favoring Frosty. It
certainly is. Looking at this going forward, it is something that needs to be pointed out. This is the first game of Lulu being played for Hayes. Lulu doing well 0-5, but really unable to do much coming forward in a game that's pretty much spiraled out of control for them as she begins to get chased down.
Yeah, gets chased down, forced to blow the flash. Now, Leslo might also be in trouble. There's the quick draw. Doesn't have enough damage to actually take on Leslo. Leslo now tries his foot at it, dodges the Dark Binding. And the combo of Voslo and Blight are not able to take down Leslo on his own. This Vladimir just getting stronger as the game goes on.
Another interesting point, as I played in the sub games yesterday with Leslo played the Vladimir in the ARAM game, the second game that was streamed. I wonder if that has anything to do with the fact that he wanted to play it today. He was pretty I was in comms with him. He was pretty happy with it. He enjoyed playing the champion. I wonder if this is much more of a for fun pick for him and not something he would normally play. That all being said, though, Vladimir 5 and 6 going into this game is starting to get into the position where one team fight goes proper for him. He can take out two or three of Naughty Nips players and turn a fight all by himself.
Yeah, and while we're talking about turns, Halsey is going to be going down here. Dragon will pick up that kill. And I was about to say, with a 14,000 gold lead on the side of Naughty Nips, if they so much as just win a fight, the game might be over. So
we're doing Baron right now.
Good pick. They're on the Baron. It doesn't look like there's any reply other than
Vladimir
Leslo
can
so
turn
far.
this.
Possibly. Where's the Hemo Plague? There it is. Leslo gets taken out immediately, though. As the damage piles back down onto Baron Asher. Knowing it's not losing a tempo out of that one, as they just go back to the Baron like nothing even happened.
Yeah, definitely something interesting there. Vladimir getting absolutely annihilated by Blight on, I guess, I would have to assume a crit.
Oh boy. It's time for the GBG show if he can... No, actually, no, this is not a GBG show. He's going down. Tater Tots will pick up a kill off of the overextension.
Unneeded ult by Hayes there. Could have used it probably to defend these turrets that are coming up. Luckily, the ult itself, level 2, only has a 60-second cooldown. Hopefully they're able to wave clear long enough for that to happen. Varus, Lulu, and Gnar able to poke down these turrets. Sieging, though, underway, coming in for Naughty Nips.
I mean, I'm just saying, this is if they're holding this somehow, which is a miraculous defense, knowing that they're doing the split lane pressure as well, very good. This is a 16,000 goal lead. The game should not be going on as a Leslo. Now the focus will not go down to Blight as Tater Tots actually kills a Carcion. Of course, the ESPORTS, they're going to lose an inhibitor for it. They might actually go, and they have to be very careful. A two-man Gnar right back into the team. Boss is going to look to stun up 3 members on that one. Stopwatch looks beautiful as Hayes will go down to DBG. The Nexus turrets, the next things in the eyes of Naughty Nips. Leslo, can he defend? Light goes in underneath the turret, but he does actually get taken down. Naughty Nips, they're going to take the second inhibitor, but the game is still ongoing.
The truth is, when you said that the 16,000 gold lead at the time, I think it's now almost 20, is going to be something hard for them to overcome. If any team comp could have overcome a gold deficit and pressure, it would be this team comp. A lot of anti-siege coming in for them, but I think the gold deficit is too big for them to be able to successfully compete.
I mean, wait, Voslo, hold on a second. He might be in a little bit of trouble here. Dragon going into the middle of the team. That's going to get him killed. Now looking for more. Voslo might be in trouble. That Black Shield's about to wear out. As far as the ESPORTS, they don't go for the kills. They're going for the Infernal Dragon. They have to be careful of how they position themselves. Carcion with so much damage up in the front line. GBG's going to clean up the rest. And that Infernal Dragon might have just been what killed them.
Very surprising damage coming out from a Carcion there. I was not ready to watch him get shredded like that.
He's gonna get another kill to boot. 6-3-10 on this Azir pick. Goodness gracious.
A Carcion showing why he is always one of the most feared one of the most feared Azir players in the game.
Yeah, and that's gonna be the game as well. Knowing him just styling on them. Might have taken them a little while for the 20,000 gold advantage they had, but they will still close it out and make sure that everyone on the enemy team disconnects first. Nornips will advance to second place, 4-2 in the group.
Great game coming out of them. Very surprisingly, given what I expected coming from Frosty for this game. Very surprising that they held out so well against Naughty Nips, especially give it out for Tiangelo being able to hold his own against GVG, in my mind, the best top laner right now in this league.
Yeah, definitely the case. And for us ESPORTS, they put on arguably a decent showing. I think playing from 10k goal deficits is impossible. So if playing from 20,000 goal deficits was probable, even for just a couple minutes, that is still something good for the team. Either way, it is still Nori Nips that come out on top with staggering progress being shown once again. We had a couple questions, but the GVG Blight, a Carcion combo of the Season 2 champions is still more than enough to propel them to victory.
Yeah. All in all, I guess the one thing we kind of lost in all that shuffle is the Yasuo bot lane. Definitely something I wouldn't say it was ran incredibly successfully, given how when you have 3 lanes pop off like that, you do get to hide a little bit of a untraditional pick like that. Voslo, though, coming out with the great scoreline of 4-0-18, doing great in his lane. Again, everyone on that team of Naughty Nips did very well. Hayes, 2-0-6, doing great. Even Alesslo, going 6-8, was showing signs at a couple points in the game that he did have enough power in his kit and in his playing ability to get to do what he needs to do to pop the backline carries. As we now can go take a look at the damage, I think, unless Blaze, you see anything you think itemization wise is worth talking about, we look at this and see that Azir winning the damage race against Vladimir. Definitely probably attributes a lot of that to the last fight at Dragon. A lot of him popping 3 of the champions and basically taking Gnar and Trundle from full health to 0. What an amazing game for Acadian, or Carcion, as I fumble around with his name. I told him I call him Acorn today. So Acorn doing great. We're looking at that. Most of that doing great. A lot of damage coming out from the Vladimir. Even the Gnar doing a lot of damage, but when you have a gold lead and give up that many objectives early, it's a little bit too late. Too little, too late.
Yeah, maybe if you had shortened the gold lead by another 10,000, then those fumble Ruskis and not being able to end the game would actually mean something for Frost Esports to come back. Coming back from a 20,000 gold deficit is actually impossible. They did a great job in staying for as long as they did, but in the end, it did not matter at all. And let's look at the vision score.
Definitely something to look at. I was looking at the damage dealt to turrets, and when only one of your players has more than 1,000 damage dealt, that's going to be a rough time. All across the map, I guess the biggest thing you have to notice is the Frosty Esports vision score. You cannot have that low of numbers, especially how close that game was for the first 20 minutes in the game. Varus leading the way for the bot lane as well, 26 to Lulu's 23, and then more importantly, the 34 coming out from the Trundle. On the other side of it, though, everyone did a great job. That's pretty standard when you're winning, though. Mid lane, 80 carry, and also the support all putting up great numbers, almost 50 for all of them. The lowest one on the team, a 36 in the Graves. Definitely did a good job doing it. I remember I got on GVG's case last time I shoutcasted him for the vision scores he put. Let's see what he did.
Well, GVG not doing too shabby at all. 40 on the vision score. Very good out of all the names, in fact. 40 for GVG, 36 for Blight, 46 for Carcion, 63 for Dragon, and King of the Hill on this one is going to be Voslo at 75.
Yeah, great game for vision score coming out of them picking up a lot of those problems and making it better, which is always what you want to see out of a new team.
Definitely the case.
I was going to say, I think that's everything, Blaze. Do you have anything else you would like to comment about for this final game of Week 3 of Duo Esports?
No, nothing about the games for Week 3. I think I've done a solid wrap-up, if I do say so myself. But next week we'll be moving on to cross-conference play, where the teams from Group A face the teams in Group B, and the teams in Group B face the teams in Group A. So things will get really spicy, really zesty with that. Warhood, are you looking forward to any matchup in particular?
No, I'd actually have to go through and see the matchups right now. I'm not gonna lie, I had not taken a look at what the actual schedule was for the cross-conference matchups at this point in time. You always, in general, I don't know if it's this week and next week. I'm always interested to see the ones versus the ones. It gives a good example of what's gonna happen coming forward for the season, and then the twos versus the threes. Because I think those matchups definitely determine the depth of the division itself.
All right, that sounds like some excellent stuff. I was Shuno, your play-by-play caster, and joining me was none other than...
I am John Warhood, and thanks so much for coming out. Thank you so much for Army for producing the stream today, and thank you everyone who donates, subscribes, and follows Duo Esports. You can, if you like our content, go drop us a follow, drop us a subscriber, drop some bits into the bucket for us, and then come join us on Discord where we talk and have a great time. Have a wonderful Father's Day. Thank you to everyone who's a father, and a special shout out to the father of Duo Esports, Curtis Long. We know him as the Supreme Looter. I played Dota twice. A brand new father. He had a baby a couple weeks, maybe a month ago now. He has 2 kids already. So happy Father's Day to him, and have a wonderful weekend.